So the first differentiator I'd like to make is between DeepSeek, the AI model, and DeepSeek, the app or the website service. So the DeepSeek AI models are a series of AI models that the company, also named DeepSeek, has released. And these AI models are the ones that are available open source. Now, DeepSeek also runs a service and provides an app called DeepSeek that users can actually download from the App Store or sign up for the service on their website. And these two are different things. So that's the first thing that non-tech savvy users should know, because the DeepSeek models are available open source, which means that uh, other users, everybody else, can actually download the models and deploy them on their own servers or somewhere else in the cloud, or on their personal machines if they so choose to. But DeepSeek, the service, and the DeepSeek, the app, those are the ones that are actually operated and run by the company, the Chinese company DeepSeek, on their servers. So when you use the app or the service, you are uploading your data to their servers. And when you use DeepSeek, the model, it's not really the same thing because it depends on where the model is hosted. Right? So you could host that model in servers that are sitting in the United States, and your data would never leave those servers and would not go over to China. Why I think this marks such an inflection point in AI is the fact that you have models that are now available open source, and the computational cost of actually deploying those models and running those models has dropped dramatically. And the combination of those two is indeed a very powerful force and a big step forward in democratizing AI, the use of these AI models. Uh, for now, for example, for under $5,000 or $6,000, right, the users or a small medium enterprise could purchase compute infrastructure and actually deploy the DeepSeek models on their own infrastructure and achieve throughputs of processing anywhere from 6 to 8 tokens a second, as has been shown by a number of independent researchers. Right? I mean, this is incredible because it opens up the possibility of deploying and using these models to a much larger group of individuals, group of companies, right? And that will really unleash, I think, a new wave of innovation and a new wave of deployment and use of these really fascinating and powerful AI models in a variety of applications, both entirely dealing with digital problems, but also for problems connected to the physical world. This combination of models being available as open source and the computational cost of deploying those models dropping down so substantially is a real game changer. And as I've said before, I think this will really push a number of players in the United States, companies that are leading in this space, into strategic pivots, right, where they will have to rethink, how they operate in terms of how they offer their models and in terms of the cost structures for those models. But also, it really opens the door for a number of other companies, individuals to really jump in on this wave of innovation. The real power, I think, of the DeepSeek models is how they will influence a range of applications that go beyond just chatbots into the physical world, right? Things like drones, things like AI applied to the physical world. And that's where I think the true power of AI models and the true scope and potential for impact are. For example, with this combination of cost reduction and models being available, and you could now run these on far cheaper hardware, on far cheaper systems, these will now enable a new wave of intelligence to be unleashed in what we call edge applications, right? So these are not computing systems that are sitting in a data center somewhere, but these are computing systems that are deeply embedded in the physical world, right? Drones being an example, right? Automotive is another example, and a whole variety of other edge applications. And this is truly where we certainly at Purdue believe that the power of AI will shine at the intersection of the things we code and the things we touch. Yes, it is a problem because DeepSeek, the app and the service, if you look at it today, the DeepSeek app is the top free app on the Apple App Store. And as I mentioned in my one of my earlier answers, there is a big difference between the DeepSeek app and the DeepSeek model. Because when users download the DeepSeek app and enter their data and ask their queries to interact with the DeepSeek AI model, all of that data is actually being processed on servers in China. And presumably, the Chinese government, the CCP, has access, uh, potentially has access to all of this data. So I think it represents a huge privacy threat from that perspective. And so I think users should be encouraged to figure out what their alternatives are, and at the very least, should be acutely aware of the privacy risks that downloading and using an app that sends your data. This is where the open source aspect of the DeepSeek models really shines, because now you're seeing providers, cloud service providers, and other companies in the United States offer the DeepSeek R1 model as part of their AI environments. Uh, Companies such as Perplexity, companies such as Amazon, such as Microsoft, right? In all of their cloud offerings, now users could actually pick the DeepSeek models and choose to interact with them, choose to build their applications using the DeepSeek models. And this is much safer, I would say, than than using the DeepSeek app or the DeepSeek service, because by using one of the American companies that provide the same model, your data, users' data, remains with these companies. It remains within the United States or wherever these companies operate their data, their cloud services. And so that is absolutely, I think, an important awareness issue that users should be encouraged to use these safer, from a privacy perspective, alternative. And as you're seeing almost every day, there's more of these cloud providers that are offering the same model. So there's no dearth or no shortage of providers and options for users if they do want to interact and use the DeepSeek AI models. There's safer alternatives and ways of doing so.